Tuesday. From Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that, really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 67 yards. And they worked this well upfield across the 45.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play. And I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams. Because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
No gain on the play.
He may try and run for this. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, the risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner as you get a look at Baker Mayfield.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny in practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, but as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Now a dump off here complete, and he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They'll run here with McFarland, and he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to...
Now Mayfield lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Recovered by
the defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one quickly to Lamb. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Back to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. from 8 yards out, and the Ravens have taken the early lead. And, man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Baltimore.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position #1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Brings up
throwing again on 2nd down. Mayfield, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Marlon Humphrey on the coverage.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Escapes the defender. We call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. Stopped shy of the 45.
The pass.
Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8.
Brings up 2nd and 2. At the
On 2nd down now, Dobbins. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Right back to Dobbins on 1st. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
At the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll run. It's Dobbins. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit. That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. On the move to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I think it's okay, though, they didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll look to throw. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
Ravens 10, Steelers nothing.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he will have a Steelers first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, this will be McFarland. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he will have a Steelers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. A gain of 4 that time as the drive will continue.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the 50. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. A really nice Nice gain of 25 yards.
We know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed one of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches off the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested, uncontested. They make it part of their repertoire.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Intercepted by the Ravens. They'll take over.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. Blitz coming, and down he goes. T.J. Watt in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Complete.
The Ravens get a new set of downs. Give them 17 on that pickup.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll find Jones again, complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. 2nd and 4. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st down, Ravens.
They'll look to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
The pass.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
A 7-yard pickup.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a carry for Dobbins. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football out of the backfield, and be able to get him in the 2nd round? That's what I call a steal.
And incomplete. CeeDee Lamb is intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Rolling to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the 1st.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. DeForest Buckner. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. And the pressure gets to him again. Khalil Mack in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0.
13. Steelers, nothing.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into...
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd down, here's McFarland. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. That catch good for only a couple.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They'll look to throw now on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So we've reached the intermission of what right now is a 13-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
For Baltimore.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Take over first and 10 at their own.
Heading back out, Baker Mayfield as we call up our player spotlight. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. That hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward.
But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second.
They'll go again with Dobbins. Dobbins hit and he fumbles.
And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here's McFarland.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
That looked like a 2-deep coverage, which we call cover 2. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer to the hash marks near the middle of the field, somewhere around 10 to 12 yards back. So if you can break through the first level, you've got a chance to run before you encounter any type of resistance from the safeties.
We saw the example of it right there. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown.
Anthony McFarland.
Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Steelers.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And that'll make it 13-7. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
Steelers 7.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Ravens offense back out there. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8. At the
Caught on the right side by Jones. And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
On the play. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Steelers set to take the field. Things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
On 1st down, they'll start with McFarland. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd.
From the gun, Mayfield. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 1st down, McFarland. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
42-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
That's good.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 20-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 1st down, McFarland. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
At the Ravens' 15-yard line.
Again, McFarland. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Anthony McFarland, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Now Joey Slye for the point after. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was finished by the touchdown run from the 15. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's looking sharp here so far in the 3rd quarter, Charles.
It appears that the halftime gave him a little bounce. You know, came out, springing his legs, a little pep in his step. He's taken off and running really well in the 3rd quarter.
Sometimes we talk about how guys don't want halftime to come, but some guys are happy when that break gets there.
You never know which way it's going to go. He's taking advantage of it in this one, though.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coached some receivers in the offseason. We worked a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mayfield. Now they set up a screen for McFarland. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
An inside handoff. This is McFarland.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Ball carrier. He's brought down at the 31. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
2nd and 4. McFarland once more.
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Brings up 3rd down.
Running with McFarland.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and...
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Mayfield looks to throw. And no, it's incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed. Well, if you do read man covers, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Being chased out left. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Sure, as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout.
5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
The Ravens send their punter out now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They begin the drive with McFarland. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Anthony McFarland. A gain of 7 brings up 2nd down.
Now Mayfield. And he slings one that's incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. 3rd down here.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
Mayfield to throw it. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Intended for David Njoku.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's Jamie Gillen now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down.
1st down, Baltimore.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. He'll run it. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Reception here by Ruggs. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now Dobbins. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They're going to look to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Dobbins. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
A gain of 6 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for.
And the score, Ravens 16, Steelers 14.
Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Mayfield and the offense now. Down by 2, just under 2 minutes to go. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on 1st down. Mayfield to throw. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
Another 1st down, this time on a gain of 19. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. McFarland running out of the gun. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. On 2nd down, McFarland. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Anthony McFarland with touchdown number 3 here in this game and 17 now on the year. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. If there was a time to break off a nice run like that, it was right here to grab the lead in the 4th.
And it's just so much stress on a defense in that situation because you're looking at the clock. What are we guarding against? What's the first thing, right? The strike to the end zone, throwing the ball. Instead, they come back and hit him with a run. Block it well, and how about the physical run he made? Terrific job finding his way to the end zone to give him the lead.
He's got it, and it's now a 21-16 lead. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And to cap it off, a touchdown run of 20 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now it's the Ravens' turn, trailing by 5. 1:11 to go. Their 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance here. They'll look to throw. forced out to his left. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Slide for the PAT. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First and 10. At their own 24-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. J.K. Dobbins, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up second down.
It's second down and 10.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Pittsburgh, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's loss number 3 for them on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.